So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, green morning, green afternoon, and green evening, wherever you are world over. We extend a very hearty welcome to all my brothers and sisters, everybody from world over, wherever you are. We extend you a very, very warm welcome. Thanks for joining us for yet another meaningful webinar during this pandemic, during this lockdown. Today is the 130th webinar, Making Education Relevant. It's a global confluence of educators, motivators, counselors, trainers, teachers, technocrats, and of course the corporate sector together on a common platform. So ladies and gentlemen, while wishing you a wonderful morning, afternoon and evening in the different time zones world over, let me start right from Canada and Latin America and United States, whether you are on the eastern coast or you are on the western coast, wherever you are. I know it's early morning and either you're taking your morning walk, morning jog, morning exercise, and whatever you're doing, or maybe you're enjoying a cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever it is, keep enjoying, but take care of your health. That is something very important. So ladies and gentlemen, today, this evening, I'm going to share a couple of slides initially so that you all get to know the new people, those join us for this program. You get an idea what exactly is this program, why this program, what do we want to get from this program, what do we want to achieve from this program, so that we would be sharing with all of you initially. So ladies and gentlemen, let's start the morning and afternoon and evening from Canada, Latin America, and United States, and come to Europe where the lunch got over. And after the lunch, now the people are right over there. And after their lunch, they are enjoying, they are having a wonderful day ahead when I talk about. And when I talk about day ahead, ladies and gentlemen, post lunch, I would request all my brothers and sisters, those are right over there, that wait for some more time before you go for your evening tea and your coffee. And we would be sharing a couple of very important infos so that you all can remain fine. You can find new career opportunities. You can skill, competencies, development, whatever you need. You can take care of entire that area. So from Europe, let me come to Central Asia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, all the countries wherever you are joining us from. Dobre večer, drage dase, Instituta Padalam Turizma I Upravlenia Vyroputishitsvi Rastriyavach. So, we extend you a very hearty welcome to be part of this program. And from Central Asia, let me come to South Asia. We have got a beautiful country called Afghanistan. We have got Nepal. We have got Bhutan. We've got Sri Lanka. We have got Maldives. People are joining from there, extending you a very warm welcome to be part of this program. And now let me swirl around India and take you to the Middle East, right from Saudi Arabia, from Doha, Qatar, from Kuwait, from Oman, from Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Dubai, all the places wherever you're joining from. And of course, 270 families join us with Mrs. Geeta Chopra, her husband, and others from Bahrain also. We extend you a very hearty welcome. And across India, when you just cross the northeast, beautiful 8 states to whom the Prime Minister of India calls Ashtalakshmi, I'm going to take you 650 million population, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, ASEAN. That is Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, and Vietnam. We just had Vietnam Independence Day, and before that had Malaysia's Independence Day, and before that we all enjoyed Singapore's Independence Day. So let me just come to Mauritius, Seychelles, both the countries, Port Louis, a lot of people join us from there also. We extend you a very hearty welcome from there as well, ladies and gentlemen. Those are joining us, hearty welcome to all of you. And during this particular journey, when I'm taking you to across to different parts, a lot of people are joining us from South Korea also, although it's quite late in Seoul, but I'm thankful. And Dr. Christie, along with you, people are joining us from Taiwan also. I'm so grateful. And my Bhanteji, my monk, who is there in Tokyo and Yokohama, thank you for joining us. and all our brothers and sisters, those are joining us from Sapporo, Hokkaido, Kobe, Kyoto, Fukuoka, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Yokohama, Tokyo, wherever you are, Shivasanara Teota Tako, Shivasanara Taido de Shimmesu. Hearty welcome to each one of you. This particular program, webinar series, where we have come to 130th program today, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to listen to and to get the inputs from one of the most scintillating, captivating voice. This lady is doing wonder as far as the content writing, content management, content development, blogging, all that we will come in a little while. But before that, let me share with all of you that 30 million non-resident Indians abroad, wherever my brothers and sisters are in different countries, we extend you a very hearty welcome. Thank you for joining us. We know that during this lockdown, you all are suffering. The thought processes are affected. Business is affected. Physical and mental health is affected. The main part of the universe is education is also deeply affected, and almost 1.8 billion children, they are at present away from schools, colleges, institutions, wherever they are, we know. But from India, we always believe Vasudev Kutumbakam. Your pain is our pain. Your pleasure is our pleasure. We are one family. We might be in different countries, different continents, different places. People are joining us from Africa also. People, those are joining us from South Africa, Mozambique, Senegal, Angola, Uganda, Kenya. We extend you a very hearty welcome. Dr. Mishra, the Honorable Minister over there from Nairobi, we extend you a very hearty welcome. So Vasudev Kutumbakam, one world, one love, one family. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about India has announced, so let me come from the whole world now to India, the beautiful country, the oldest civilization, the grand heritage of years and years and 5,000 years plus civilization. When I talk about what was Nalanda's university, what was basically that civilization, when you talk about Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and all that kind of civilization. Nalanda University, first residential university of the world with 10,000 students from the different countries and 2,000 acharyas and all the languages and subjects and everything being taken care of. And imagine the library going into 4 floors. Oh, what a research, what an innovation, what all was being done over there. And where the Darbans used to conduct the first interview. And I still recall the other day, one of the speaker came, and it was so beautiful when I heard from that Honorable Vice Chancellor. And he said, the Darbans of Nalanda University, they were so talented and they were so capable. The first interview they used to conduct for anybody to get inside Nalanda University. So one of the Darban asked one of the students who came for the admission, okay, tell me something about yourself. Tell who you are. So that gentleman, the young boy who had come to study in Nalanda, he told, sir, I have come here to learn and to know and to understand who am I. I do not know who am I, because I have come here to take admission and to learn, because actually I want to learn. In my role of this academics, whatever I want to pick up here is, I want to know who am I and what am I doing on this planet and what can I do. So ladies and gentlemen, world over, during the pandemic, during this coronavirus also, you all can do wonders. Our Spanish flu had also come. Corona has come. It will also go away. There is no problem. Take precautions. Live happily. Live mentally very strong. You got to be mentally robust. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family members. Take care of everybody. But maintain physical distance, not psychological or social distance. That part is very important. India has announced the new education policy. Heartiest congratulations to India's Prime Minister, Education Minister, all the stakeholders of the education. The new education policy 2020, which has been announced on 29th of July. Just imagine, it is 1 month and a couple of days only away. This particular policy has come. And I wish, if God needs me, खुदा अगर मुझसे एक बार दोबारा मिल ले और मुझे एक बार मिलने का मौका दे और मुझसे कहे कि डॉक्टर गुलशन शर्मा मांगो, एक दुआ तुम्हारी क्या पूरी कर सकता हूं, तो मैं उन्हें ये कहूंगा कि मुझे छठी क्लास का स्टूडेंट, 6th क्लास का स्टूडेंट क्यों बना सकते हो दोबारा, कैसे बना सकते हो, मुझे एक बार बना दीजिए. Because from the 6th class now the coding will come, internship will come, vocational will come, skills will come, and education is going to be transformed in such a way, no arts, no commerce, no science, no tight compartments. Anybody and everybody can study any subject and all the combination of subject. Asha Bhosle ji, the great singer, the legend, she sent across the greetings to the Honorable Prime Minister and to the cabinet the other day, and she telling, अरे अभी इंजीनियरिंग का बच्चा म्यूजिक भी कर सकता है. Lots of us, we enjoy music, but we were deprived of because education never empowered. So ladies and gentlemen, 1968, लास्ट की दो फिगर को उल्टा कर दीजिए, 1968 के बाद 68 को कर दीजिए 86. सो 86 के बाद 34 इयर्स के बाद न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी. भारतवर्ष में, भारत की सभ्यता में, भारत की संस्कृति में जितने भी लोग हैं उन सबको बहुत बहुत नमन, बहुत बहुत प्रणाम. और खासकर जो आदरणीय मुकुल कनितकर जी जैसे लोग हैं जो शिक्षा प्रणाली को बहुत आगे लेकर जा रहे हैं और प्रयास कर रहे हैं, कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि शिक्षा के अंदर दोबारा से पुनः भारत को विश्व गुरु कैसे बनना है, किस तरह से बनाया जाए. सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, द टाइम हैज कम. It is the knowledge superpower of the world, and that is India. I salute and send my best wishes and greetings to everybody in India, whosoever is. Try and see, India is going to do wonders in the times to come. All of us over here in India. So, our series, this particular program, what we have been taking the journey during this pandemic and lockdown, the ICSI brings Monday to Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m., making education relevant. How to make education purposeful. What is the purpose of education? Why somebody should go to school or college or university? Why somebody should pick up a particular skill? Why somebody should, there should be a purpose. And when we talk about purpose, there has to be an outcome. We just lost a couple of days back Sir Ken Robinson, the great education reformer and a policy maker and a strategist who gave so much of vision. I pray to Almighty his soul should rest in peace. Deep condolences from our side to that man. And he was in UK, he went to United States. From there, he came back to UK. And about 3 months back, he posted one of the video where he took a lot of people from Latin America and from UK together. His daughter was also there on that program. Sir Ken Robinson, he used to say, do schools kill creativity? Do schools are the death valley? What exactly is there? Why are we not teaching what exactly is desired and required? That part is very important. So ladies and gentlemen, all of us together, let's change with time. The millennials, the younger generation, the new generation, and all these youngsters, they have got a lot of creativity. They've got beautiful ideas. Give them an opportunity to come forward. And particularly these millennials, those are born with these gadgets. I wish I was born at this point of time, because the kind of creativity, when you talk about artificial intelligence, augmented reality, Internet of Things, blockchain, and what you talk about the new innovative technology which is coming through. So our entire efforts are, let's make education relevant, all of us together. And don't forget, we are available. We are coming live also on this webinar. When this webinar is going on Zoom, you have also got the live, this particular telecast and this particular program on the Facebook also. Come on Dr. Gulshan Sharma's page, open your watch party, bring more and more friends. Let's empower the entire humanity. Knowledge should not remain with you only. That was wrong, which was being done earlier. The Ayurveda disappeared from India and it is getting repackaged and patent and coming back to India, because जो आयुर्वेदिस्ट थे उन्होंने कभी किसी के साथ शेयर ही नहीं किया. उनके पास इतना कुछ था विरासत में. Knowledge is to be shared. Knowledge is to be passed on. Knowledge is to be given to subsequent generation. So this particular platform is for knowledge sharing. It's a confluence. It's a podlock where you can bring your innovative ideas together for the entire community, humanity, universe. Ladies and gentlemen, the research which our team has carried out world over during this pandemic, they have also conveyed to us the next misunderstanding world over is going to be on the water crisis. And when we talk about water crisis, water shortage, water scarcity, and some of the countries are going to build so many dams that whenever they would feel like, they will close those sluice gates and they will not allow the water to come to your country. That will create drought. And whenever they would like to trouble you, they will open the floodgates, they will open the sluice gates, and they will allow excessive water to come that will bring floods to your country. So all my young boys and girls, my millennials, my young generation, my teachers, my educators, whether you're in school or colleges or institution, wherever you are, try and teach your children practical. Education should not be theoretical. Education should be applicable to our day-to-day life. And water conservation should be a part of our life, whether at home or in school or in college or in cinema hall or in retail mall or in public property or public utility, anywhere. Water conservation. Please think about those people, those are not getting water and they have to fetch water from miles and miles. So ladies and gentlemen, every day in the evening, we get under the women empowerment, 5 girls from different schools, colleges, institutions, and we extend a very warm welcome. Those of us are interested, I'll share with you in a little while. Women empowerment is very, very important. And today's speaker is also under women empowerment. She is so focused, she's so hardworking, she's so industrious, and she has done so much in her life because all the journey which I have seen of hers, she has done wonder on this planet. We need more and more girls like her. We need more and more women. Those are really empowering. And remember, whenever you are educating male member, you are educating individual. Whenever you are educating female child, you are educating subsequent so many generations. Women empowerment is very, very important. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the complete canvas of ICSI, Monday to Sunday. I hope you have heard it correctly. I'm not talking about Monday to Friday because I'm not here that the people those came over here in India to rule and to take holidays, build the hill stations, go to the during the summers over there, and we say, oh, they built a beautiful hill station. No, they just came here for relaxation and rule. That's not the part you got to look into. You got to be practical. And Monday to Sunday, the Honorable Prime Minister of India has not taken him a single holiday. It's an exemplary. It will go in the history and the civilization that the Prime Minister of a country relentlessly, tirelessly, without taking a break, and that is last 6 years plus, he's not taking a single minute rest, and he is trying to every day, every minute, every hour, every millisecond, he's trying to think what exactly new to be done, what exactly is to be done to empower India. So जब वो जज्बा हम सब में जाग जाएगा, nobody can stop India to become a Vishwa Guru, and once again India will become super, 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 because already you are in technology, you got to move ahead. So these are the different programs which we are sharing with all of you. You can have a look at it. Now tomorrow is Friday. Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, every Friday evening, you can be with us. Like today, you are in 7 to 8, this program. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we get the millennials, we get the startups, we get the stand-ups, we get Make in India, we get micro, small, medium enterprise and all the youngsters together on this platform. But every Friday evening, you should meet the people. Those are from what is Buddha's teaching, what is Buddha's philosophy, and 500 million plus people world over, what exactly Buddha conveyed, and what is the relevance of Buddha's teaching in today's education system. That is the kind of a thing. I'm grateful to Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya, the Secretary General of the International Buddhist Confederation, and Dr. Christie from Taiwan to bring and package everybody together world over, and Dr. Barbara, thank you very much from London. You're joining this evening also. I'm so grateful to you and all my brothers and sisters, those are joining. We extend you a very hearty welcome. Thank you. Now comes Saturday. Dr. Gulshan Sharma Monday to Friday, you have talked enough of education. Please, we want to take care of our health also. We want to take care of our wellness also. Okay, if that is the case, every Saturday evening, yoga, meditation, naturopathy, nutrition, organic, what to eat, what to think, how to remain mentally strong, mentally robust, physically and mentally. Both the ways you got to be taken care of. No corona will come to you, it will pass and it will just go out of the universe, because we don't want anybody to have any problem world over. Vasudev Kutumbakam. We want the entire world, and that's what the Ministry of Ayush and all the stakeholders of the Ayurveda are doing. So don't forget, join us Saturday evening, 7 p.m. That is on 5th of September. And then comes Sunday morning, wonderful Sunday morning. And when I talk about Sunday is more productive, whatsoever is your backlog of the whole week, try and complete it on Sunday. Sunday should be more vibrant, more productive, more innovative, more creative, more collaborative. That is the way you got to work out. So every Sunday morning, we get Professor Satendra Deman all the way from the Woodbury University, California. He comes from the Burbank and he shares the vision with us. What is the relevance of India's epics, India's Vedas, India's Upanishad as far as education system is concerned today? And that is an integrative series of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, moving to 10 principles Upanishad. That's what we are talking nowadays. Sunday evening at 5 p.m., we take you to 650 million people in the ASEAN continent, when I've got my brothers and sisters at this vibrant economy, this vibrant region. They are doing wonderful. So every Sunday evening at 5 p.m., don't forget to join us and be with us. Of course, 5th of September is India's Teachers' Day. That is going to be Saturday. And Sunday is going to be India's ASEAN series. And our focus is Northeast India, all the 8 beautiful states of India, to whom the Honorable Prime Minister of India calls Ashtalakshmi, India-ASEAN joint collaboration. And then comes Sunday evening, because now we have talked about education, we have talked about health and wellness, you have talked about all innovations, whatsoever can be done. Now I'm looking forward to, what are you doing for my economic activity? How to start up, how to become an entrepreneur, how to go for self-development, self-employment. So what exactly Indian government has got the policy? What are the new innovative schemes which government is coming up? So don't forget, Sunday evening, 7 p.m., micro, small and medium enterprise across all the verticals, agriculture, manufacturing and services sector together being put over there. That's the deliberation, micro, small and medium enterprise. And we are thankful to Rabindranath ji, the CMD of the NSIC, who just left, and he was earlier looking after as a CMD NSIC under the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise. He shares the vision. Our chamber starts the journey every day, Monday to Sunday, 9 o'clock in the morning, goes till 9 p.m. That's about 12 hours. And during these 12 hours, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody needs any support, any kind of inputs, we would be more than happy to give it to you wherever you are. You want in education, you want in skill, you want in competency. And of course, today you're going to have content development, content writing, your website, other things. We're going to discuss that in a little while. This is the research which we got from 25th of March to 31st of August. The new golden triangle and the new norms of the universe are going to be, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand, B2B will not be known as anymore business to business. It will be back to basics. You got to take care of your basic food. You got to take care of your health and wellness. And at the same time, you got to talk about digital education, flip learning, blended learning, outside classroom learning, and technology is going to play a very important role in the times to come. Sustainable development, ladies and gentlemen. And when we talk about this, 3rd of September is named as and called as a skyscraper day. It is observed on 3rd of September every year. Today is 3rd. So that's why we are sharing with all of you. It's a year to commemorate the birthday of the famous architect, William Cann, whose genius in constructing this particular building, if you see in the New York, and this particular landmark. So this day marks the ability of the man to construct industrial masterpiece. So this is what we just want to show it to you, because every day we try and share with you what is the new happening on that particular day when we are deliberating with you. So this is the last slide before I introduce my today's celebrities and my warriors and my distinguished guest. Ladies and gentlemen, whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe. Remember this statement, this quote, and this is the philosophy of my life which I have followed. That's why I carry this positive energy and vibrations. Whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. Let's make education relevant. Education is the base of entire human development, peace, prosperity, growth. Anything which will come in the world, it will come on the plate, on the platter, on the base, what you call education. From here only you will get doctors, engineers, politicians, lawyers, bureaucrats, technicians, technocrats, policymakers. Any profession you talk about, education is the base. So this particular platform, this particular program is a global confluence of the educators, motivators, technocrats, counselors, wellness experts, corporate, government administrators, and decision makers together. International Chamber for Service Industry extends you a very warm welcome. Be a part of this journey. Be a part of this particular program. Whatever age group you are, I respect small kiddies more than anybody else. I love children more than elders because I believe they are the one, those have got creativity, they have got vision, they have got innovation, and they are making optimum use of technology. Let's learn from youngsters. Let's pick up new threads from youngsters. The younger generation and the elder generation, they got to understand. I learn from my son, I learn from my daughter, I learn from my daughter-in-law, and of course, I learn every moment from my wife also, my mother also, everybody, whosoever is there. And I learn from my team also. The lady who's behind this particular show, Dr. Chitra Kapoor, I have got Habung Asha, I have got Ajay Kundal, I have got a couple of other people, those are helping, Julie Subba in Delhi, and other people, those are supporting and empowering this particular program, and all my stakeholders across the world, my presidents, my research scholars, my research team, my advisors, and my technocrats, my great salutations to each one of you. It's because of you this particular program comes live. So as long as the human mind, you see what all is moving in this particular slide. So ladies and gentlemen, every evening before we start the program, this is the second last slide which I wish to share with all of you. These are the 5 warriors, these are the 5 treasures, these are the 5 legends, and these are the 5 young girls, global girls, women empowerment, girl education, girls creativity, girls innovation. When we talk about, they are the 5-star of today's evening. Let's save every drop of water. When we talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, I extend a very hearty welcome on behalf of Colonel K.C. Manan, who is the Regional Advisor South India of the International Chamber for Service Industry. I've listed his mobile number. I've given his email ID here also. He is the one who is the person in charge to get Kriti, Ananya, Tanvi, Mayuri, and Sarah this evening on this platform. Tomorrow you can be there. Day after tomorrow somebody else can be there. Contact him, reach out to him, share your ideas with him, and let's make a global booklet. Let's make a global confluence, how to save every drop of water. Come out with the creative ideas. And these 5-star girls, and those have come earlier, and those will come in future, they will get a separate certificate of their participation and their vision sharing, and that will have a golden frame and a golden cover all around with a star fixed on the top, that here is the 5-star children of ours. And we request all principals, all headmasters, all teachers, all directors, all administrators, kindly reach out Colonel K.C. Manan. He's a person who is trying to reach out all of you. If you contact him, your school, your school girls, your college girls, your institution girls, or if somebody wants to participate at their own, you're more than welcome to reach out Colonel Casey Manon. I'm grateful to him, and I'm grateful, and my blessings to all these 5 children and grandchildren of mine. Those are joining this particular program. What a pleasure to have them with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, here comes my today's celebrity. And Dr. Chitra Kapoor was telling me, sir, today is your exam as a Punjabi. You got to speak your English correctly because most of the time, because we give a regional touch. So ladies and gentlemen, let me make an attempt to just put in the entire package while welcoming Madam Bistriti Poddar, the content influencer and the mentor and the founder, paperless postcards. So much is there. Hearty welcome to Bistriti Poddar. My blessings to her. She's very innovative. She's very creative. She's very dynamic. So, whatsoever she is going to share with all of us this evening, let's pick up the best of threads from her. Ladies and gentlemen, she is a quintessential strategy and a content person, having worked with the global organizations as well as renowned startups like a House Media, Tata AIA, and Bewakoof.com. Wow, that's lovely. She has worked closely on diverse workshops, training modules, content and social media strategies, and motivational sessions. Passion, perseverance, and patience. Wow, what a beautiful words. Let me improve my English. Passion, perseverance, and patience. I hope, Kapoor ma'am, that I have pronounced them properly. Passion, perseverance, and patience are the pillars of her persona, and she believes in doing epic stuff. Being in the industry for about 10 years, Bistriti Poddar is extremely result oriented and has been a celebrated content influencer in her space and has been covered widely by the Indian media for her popular community paperless postcard. We will talk about it today. That garnered more than 6 lakh followers. Wow, that's great. So I'm going to follow the page of Bistriti so that at least I'll have 6 lakh followers in this particular program and I'll reach my target urgently. She's a visionary with an attitude to disrupt and innovate across all her endeavors. Bistriti is a 4-time TEDx speaker, has been featured on numerous news and radio shows like ET Now, Leaders of Tomorrow, and Radio City. She has also been featured extensively by online and offline. There are 2 words now, ladies and gentlemen, online and offline media channels like The Quint, Your Story, Indian Express, Times of India, to name a few. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasuresome moment. It's a heartfelt welcome to this young girl, and we extend a very, very hearty welcome to Madam Bistriti Poddar, who is joining us this evening. What a pleasure to have her with us this evening. God bless her, and it's a pleasure to have her, and there is so much to learn and so much to pick up. All of us, those are interested, although she talks about paperless, but I would request those are like me, those are likely to forget soon, kindly keep your pen and paper with you so that we can note down and we can utilize later also. I'm just joking because tomorrow morning, this particular program, now it is on Facebook Live, Dr. Gulshan Sharma's page, watch party, but tomorrow morning, you'll be able to see this program and you can see as many times as you want on the YouTube channel also of the ICSI and Dr. Gulshan Sharma. And my 5 little kiddies, those are joining us, you also open your Facebook accounts, Dr. Gulshan Sharma's page, open your watch parties, and keep coming in this program. Get more and more people in this program. With these words, I extend a very hearty welcome at the center stage, my star of the evening, Madam Bistriti Poddar. A very hearty welcome to you. Pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible and visible?
Absolutely 200% visible and 300% audible.
Sir, it's absolutely my pleasure to be here. and such a warm welcome you've extended. And I cannot be more thankful. So thank you so much for having me. And I hope I can add to this wonderful program that you've started. And let's start. So I think I'll start with what content writing is primarily, and then we could probably have like an interactive session where if you have some questions, you can ask me, and then we can, carry on the discussion
And
accordingly.
you will permit me also in between to ask certain things so
Absolutely,
that I can.
absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Please go ahead.
So, according to me, since the presentation that you showed, so I come with about 10 years of experience in content, and I will like to share my experience so far when it comes to content and how my journey has been, because it's been very different from the typically how you would see content writers in the market. So I would like to share, because my journey is more interesting than the experience that I have today. To start with, content writing in very, very simple words is the process of editing, researching, and writing for online purposes, online marketing purposes, and for organizations per se, by and large. And like I earlier said, content writing became very popular in the 1990s, and after that people became very aware of the importance of content, and now it's like a boom. So it's the mainstay for every organization, and people, entrepreneurs, by and large, are waking up to the importance of what content can actually do and how it can drive your entire business ecosystem. Content, basically, why it is used. So why is content important? I don't know about what a lot of people might think, but from my experience, I can say that content plays an incredible role in driving your business leads. It is very important for lead generation, if not directly, but indirectly, because today people are not buying products, people are buying stories. People want to be engaged and connected, and they want to be aware, and they want to be convinced that the brand cares for them. So we need to curate content in a way that engages people, which is relatable, and something which is on the go, because people don't have time. Digital content, when we talk about digital content, so there is a theory that digital audience does not have an attention span of more than 9 seconds. That's less than the goldfish's attention. So that's what digital audience is all about, which is why we need to make snackable content ready for people to consume. And largely, content is important for brand awareness, lead generation, lead nurturing, engagement, and most importantly and most significantly, customer retention and loyalty. That is one concept that's very, very popular, especially in the America. I am mentoring a company which is an American company, and they harp a lot on customer retention and advocacy, because in the pandemic era, right, you are not gaining more customers. What's important is to retain the customers that you already have. And how will you do that? Content plays a very, very pivotal role there. The more strong profile you have in terms of your content lineup, content can be of various kinds, like blogs, podcasts, infographics, social media. Definitely everybody needs to be social media savvy. It's a very important medium to generate awareness, to put out the kind of word you want to put out for your brand, and for your audience to recognize your brand in the space that you're functioning in. So that is where content plays a very important role. Now, that is what content writing essentially is, right? When we talk about what are, so I go on to the prerequisites, because that is a journey that I will talk about. But I think a content writer per se needs to be very, very diligent in terms of understanding the target audience. So your target audience for the brand, it's very important, because content is very popular with e-commerce industry. These startups that, they're gaining momentum. There are startups all over the world, all over the country, and they are very, very enthused about hiring content writers from across the country. And which is why content is a very important vertical in e-commerce industry, because there are product descriptions. There are several. For example, Amazon, you when you access Amazon, there are so many products. When you see the descriptions, who's doing that? That is a content writer doing. And for that to be very, very popular, you need to have a very good understanding of your target audience. Secondly, you need to have very strong research skills. That is a very important aspect of being a good content writer. Then you need to have a knack for the language. Even if you don't have, when we actually curate the job description for a content writer, there is a very important element that goes out there, is that you need to have an English honors degree, or a degree in English or in the communication, right? But I personally feel that is not important, and I will tell you why when I talk about my journey. Then one needs to be social media savvy. They need to be aware of the trends, what's going on, what can be done, and what are people basically consuming. And then a solid grasp of SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. So everywhere, when you put something, when you put a keyword on Google, and when you see these websites coming up or ranking higher on the first page, what is that result? That is a result of effective search engine optimization, which is the utilization of keywords in the blogs and every form of content that we create for the audience that we are working for. So these are some things that content, according to me, is. What else?
If I talk about, one is content writing, content developing, then there is something content management also, because how to manage that content. Let's take it that let's take a practical example, because let's go practical with the entire flow. Let's see that, what is the difference between content and blogging? First, you tell me that. I want to
So,
educate on that, what
So
is blogging?
blogging is a part of content.
Okay.
So blogging is a form of content. So content has various verticals, or I would say various aspects. Like blogging is a form of content writing. Then there are infographics that people do. There is social media. There are podcasts, and there are competitive analysis that people are also doing. There are white papers that organizations create. So these are all a part of, or emailers, newsletters that you see that people put out for their audience. All of it is a part of content writing. And when we talk about content management, that means, largely it means, in simpler words, to have a repository that you can market, after all, right? So you need to have the knowledge of WordPress and such technical tools where you can actually upload these. So you have to write a blog, then you need to upload it for people to come and see and visit, and be a everyday reader of your blogs, right? Then another aspect is to market that particular blog as well, because if you just write content, it is there. If you're not marketing it well, it is not reaching out to the target audience that you're targeting. So what is the point of it? Which is why digital marketing is extremely, extremely important, and content writers play a huge role in the digital marketing team,
Okay.
because once the content is written, then there are promotions that are run after them, and then they need to be uploaded to, for example, I'm working with this really amazing startup, and we are working on a series of podcasts. It's an educational startup, so I have curated a strategy wherein we are doing a series of podcasts, and we are already live on Spotify, because Spotify has such a huge fan base. So they accepted our podcast, and now we know that we will be reaching out to the kind of audience that we want to reach out to. So that's marketing of the content that we have written. So that's primarily the
Okay.
entire package.
Now, this entire program is focused on youngsters. This
Right.
entire program is focused on, we want more and more boys and girls, those are interested to become content writer, those are interested to take this as a career. Now, 10 years journey, when you look at, when you started initially, now I've got something in my mind. uh, there are certain qualities we are born with, and there are certain qualities we acquire. There are certain qualities we are born with, and there are certain qualities we acquire because of our circumstances around us, the environment, and the positive people around us, and everything, and all that. Now, what are the basic prerequisites for someone? Or if you want, let's start a story. How did you start? How did you get into this 10 years back? How? Because that will be inspiration for many youngsters. And how you struggled, how you developed, what exactly you were doing, what exactly you were referring, what all you were going through when you have reached the present stage. I want that. Let's get back to Bistriti 10 years back.
So that is very interesting, and I like to harp on that a lot when I go for these workshops that I go, because I have spoken at some of the, I've had the privilege to speak at some of the biggest IITs and IIMs, and what I realized is that people, um, you know, there is a lot of pressure on today's youth, you know, and which is why I make my workshops very inspirational more than talking about content, because for me content is way of life, it's not a skill.
Okay.
It is way of life for me.
You got,
I
you got to repeat. You got to repeat this term.
Yeah,
Content is not a
content
skill,
is a way of life for me.
way
it
of
is
life.
it
Okay.
is an acquired skill which anybody can have if you have the knack for writing.
Okay.
But for me personally, content is a way of life. uh 10 years ago when I was starting off, I'll tell you a very interesting story. I was written off by my seniors. My seniors ridiculed me, saying that this is not your cup of tea. In my very first job, they said content is not your cup of tea, you cannot be successful in this industry, because I'll tell you, I do not have a degree in English. I have a degree. I am a master's in tourism technology and tourism management, but I don't have a degree in English. However, I always had a knack for writing, because for me, writing was an outlet for me. Of my expressions and whatever I felt, right, as a child, as an adolescent, and stuff like that. When I started off, and when my senior ridiculed and told me that, this is not your cup of tea, तुम्हारे बस की बात नहीं है, these were her words. Uh, so that time, uh, so sir, that time it
Did you
was
be-
a
did you become Maharani Lakshmi by that time?
no sir,
I
no.
told you when I told you can't do it.
But like I said, like in my profile, you must have seen patience is a pillar of my personality. So I was very patient, but after 6 months into my first job, you get into any job as a fresher with a lot of dreams. And if you don't have the right kind of seniors or mentors, you can be devastated, right? So in my very first job, I get to hear this. So what I did after that, सबसे पहले, the first thing that I did initially was to tell myself, am I really eligible to be in this industry or not? I took a reality check. I am not somebody who will dream without a base, without a foundation. I will dream with realism in my mind. So I always dream with a reality check. That is something that I have as in my personality. Even then, so what I started doing, I understood that because I don't have degree in English, I need to work twice as hard as compared to those who come with a degree in English. So perseverance is another pillar of my personality. So
Okay.
what I did when I figured that I need to work twice as hard, what I did was I took up multiple assignments. At a time, I was working with 3 to 4 organizations, and I was consistently, relentlessly working for 18 hours a day.
Very good. Very
18 hours a day. There was also a time when I didn't have work. I made a point that I write at least 100 words a day. So practice. So practice is something that is a very big reason of where I am today. Even today, when I don't have enough work, I make a point that I go back to my diary and I write at least 200 words in a day. So practice is something that will definitely make you perfect, and it's of course, very underrated, but it is something very, very important. So that is how my journey began. And then I started working with multiple companies just to prove myself and prove that senior of mine that, you are not right. You are wrong. I am definitely meant for this industry, and I will stay in this industry for as long as you can't even imagine. So that was my determination. And with that determination, I went along, and, I sort of, after a point, there have been phases in my career graph. So first 6 years, I worked very hard, and with a lot of companies. Bewakoof.com, actually, Bewakoof is a very, very popular online e-commerce startup with millennials, and it has a huge fan base. And with Bewakoof, my journey actually started because I sort of disrupted the entire content ecosystem. They did not realize that content could be beyond product descriptions. I created a startup within a startup. So there was a blog that we created which went viral, and that was generating multiple times of revenue than we were investing. So that blog was called Utter Bewakoof. Uh, so that clicked with the audience, and that is where my journey really started. And after that, I realized that, I need to have a stint with entrepreneurship, because again, entrepreneurship is again a way of life for me, and leadership, entrepreneurship is a way of life. You can either be an entrepreneur or you can't be, right? So you need to have, it's a mindset. Entrepreneurship is a mindset, and you need to have that mindset and cultivate that mindset every single day. So
Repeat this sentence. Entrepreneurship is a
mindset.
mindset. This is for every youngster, everybody. Entrepreneurship is a mindset. Okay,
Yes.
wonderful.
So
Great.
entrepreneurship is a mindset, and you need to cultivate and feed that mindset every single day. So then I co-founded this company called Paperless Postcards, which garnered 6 lakh followers organically. Largely, it was an organic fan base, which is what gave us a lot of media attention. I was invited for talks, TEDx happened, and things like that. But during that time period, I understood, and I was very, very determined about one thing. What my senior did to me, I will not do with my team.
Wow.
So
Great. Great.
so so my second phase of my career was to nurture myself as a leader and not a content person, because I had already become a content writer, right? But then second phase, during that stint of my entrepreneurship, the most important thing was to be a good leader, to be a good team member, and to remain a learner for life. So my biggest quality, my
That
biggest,
sentence is very important. To
yeah,
remain, to
to be
remain.
a learner for life.
Wow, that's
So,
great.
sir, there are a lot of times I am asked that what is your success mantra, and things like that. When students ask me, I tell them that even till date, 10 years, millions of copies that I've written, hundreds of blogs that I've written, so many people I have mentored. But even today, I tell myself, on every assignment that I'm given, I tell myself, this is my last attempt at content writing. You will not get a chance after this. And that drives me to be my best version every single day.
Very good.
So,
Very good.
so that is true. So that is something that I carry a lot. And then I tell myself, of course, a lot of things like, to be successful, not just in the content industry, but to be in any industry per se, the most important thing is, or the biggest success mantra that you could probably have, is to find uh, peace, or find that one key point or key driver, and to tell yourself, do you want to be successful? The first question you need to ask yourself, do you want to be successful? My biggest success mantra is that I want to be successful, which is why I am first disciplined. I'm extremely disciplined about doing good work. I'm extremely disciplined about finishing my work before time. If there is a meeting at 8:30 p.m., I will not entertain my team after 8:31 p.m. That's how disciplined I am about time and my work as well. And a lot of people do not understand this, but I think the biggest and the most successful people in the world are very, very disciplined. So I'm very disciplined about my craft. I make a point that, I have a schedule, I have a to-do list. For me, I am the boss everywhere. I don't need to do a few things, but I still, what I do early in the morning when I sit to work, I make a to-do list for myself so that I don't forget what needs to be done. So that is my first schedule in the morning that I make sure that I do. And I do not go to sleep before every task is ticked off from the box. I do not go back to sleep.
Very good. Very
So
good.
those are the things. And I keep telling people that I am not a product of talent. I am a product of tenacity. I'm a product of determination. I'm a product of grit. So if you have these things and if you're really determined that you want to excel, and my commitment to excellence, जब आप में कमिटमेंट टू एक्सीलेंस होता है, देन यू आर डिटेल ओरिएंटेड. आप हर डिटेल को बहुत अच्छे से, यू आर वेरी कंसर्न्ड अबाउट एवरी डिटेल that goes into. For example, if I have to write a blog, everything needs requires a lot of attention, whether it is a heading, whether it is the body copy, whether it is the starting line of the blog, or whether it is the end. I am very, very detail oriented, and that is something that has helped me come a long way so far in my
Okay.
career, sir. So yeah.
So tell us something more about your experience working with Tata Group and everything, because you were there also for some time, and
Right.
particularly content. Because see, Tata Group, everybody considers it's a very prestigious group and a very, very nice group, you know. So how
Right.
was your experience with Tata Group?
So, sir, Tata AIA is a very aggressive company. They are the fastest growing insurance company in the country.
Okay.
And I experienced amazing leadership there. Amazing leadership. However, the content part was very different at Tata AIA. So we used to create workshop modules for the top performers of the company. So insurance industry has insurance advisors, right? So we used to make for the top performers of the company, we used to make workshop modules for them, which includes strategy, storytelling, a lot of example industry case studies and things like that. So the content was very different. It was a very different experience. And for that fact, I'm still associated with the Tata AIA, and they have hired me because I sort of quit Tata because I had plans to go to America, but that got stalled because of the pandemic. So they usually, what happens with organizations like Tata AIA, they don't usually let a good talent go. So what they did is, I'm still associated with Tata in form of a consultant, and I am handling the most premium letters of MDs and CEOs of the company and the top performers of Tata AIA. So I'm writing letters, and I'm handling their entire internal communication for them. So yeah, so the experience has been amazing with Tata, and there was a very different avenue altogether. So aggressive, so dedicated people. I think it was amazing working with that set of audience. So yeah.
Let me take the journey forward.
Yeah.
Uh, Today, the government of India has announced the new education policy. The new education policy 2020, which is coming through now. Now the children after sixth class onward will understand coding also. They will have vocational also. They will have internship also. They will visit some corporate houses also. At the same time, the art, commerce, and science, these three barriers also have been removed very nicely. Children can take different subjects and all. Let's take it, if the children have to be given some kind of anecdotes or some inputs on contents, and if they become curious, if they become creative in the content and all, what should be done in the education system?
I think if um, One thing that I did, I'll tell you from my experience, one thing that you can do either, uh, so the first way is to get a degree in English, get a degree in journalism, or get a degree in the language that you want to pursue content writing in. There are also Hindi content writers and not just English content writers. There are a lot of regional content writers needed by the company. So either get a degree in that, or the most important thing which I did was, because I realized that I don't have a degree to compensate, I did several internships for free just to have industry experience. So I think internships karna is very, very effective and very important to gain the industry knowledge, because when you're working with professionals in a professional setup, the grasping of knowledge and the grasping of effective content skills or content knack that you say, when you're working with more knowledgeable people than you, the grasping power becomes gains a momentum.
Okay.
You know, the grasping power becomes much, much better than what you would probably do from theory, right? I believe in practical experience a lot more than theoretical experience. So it's very important to gain industry knowledge, and it would be great for those who are aspiring to get into content to get internships as much as possible. And a lot of times what happens is, if you are getting an internship, most of the time, if you're good at what you are doing, if you have a knack for content, or if you have a knack for the knowledge, a knack for the language per se, the company will absorb you eventually. It
Okay.
has happened a lot with me as well. When I had my own company, I used to hire interns, and I used to absorb the A-lister of from those interns. And even though the companies that I work for and I've led teams, even there I used to first hire interns, work with them, and then absorb the best ones from them,
Okay.
from the lot.
Another thing which comes to my mind is when I'm trying to understand this term and this subject, because see, it's basically a program for all the youngsters world over,
Right.
wherever they are, the boys and girls, those are interested. Now, there are certain people, they get beautiful ideas. There are certain people, they get less ideas.
Right.
There are certain people, they have to read a lot before writing on something. Now there are storytellers, there are story writers, then at the same time there are some of them, they just write a song, they write a poem, they write a poetry, and at the same time, like a mind tree, that program, that content which you have in Times of India, and similar way, a lot of other contents which come at different places, and you get very curious. And so to become a content developer or to content writer, of course you have given so many other things: perseverance you have given, grit you have given, trinity you have given, so many words I have taken, whatever you have given, they are beautiful. But what I am trying to understand over here is that why somebody gets some idea, why somebody doesn't get. Okay, we all are different, that part is also taken, there is no problem. Now still, some skills degree also is fine nowadays. Now we are overcoming degree also, practical part also you have made a mention. Over the years, you will gain, you will get polished in that particular arena. But a younger kid, the younger generation, kids those are in ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, and if they want to get into somewhere content, what could be the opportunities, what could be the openings, what they should do. Like, you go sit outside under the tree and you write a story, you write a poem, then they have to get a place also to recite that, to tell people should be there to see, listen, print, and display whatever is there. So as a content, of course, e-commerce also have understood, business part also have understood, 1990 onwards how it has come, website also have understood. During this pandemic, during this corona, and during this particular time, how do you look at it? What exactly the kids can do? Because I don't want anybody should turn negative. Children should remain positive. They parents, they also must be losing their cool, because kids are at home for quite some time, and educational institutions are looking forward to children should come to schools and colleges at the earliest. So what exactly can be done in this your industry at this point of time, during this pandemic, during this corona?
So a lot of uh, uh, there is a huge opportunity. So you not do not necessarily need to work with an organization as a full timer, right? So if you find a job, it's great. If you don't find a job, there is internship. Then there is also a huge scope of freelance writers.
Okay.
So you can do freelancing with a lot of companies, and if you go on the biggest job portals like Naukri or stuff like that, there are a lot of portals these days, job portals accessible for people. So there you can opt for freelancing projects with companies which pay you per blog or per piece or per word, a lot of times per word. So that is a very encouraging thing to do, instead of being, because content is a huge industry right now, right? And there is something for everyone in the content industry. The only thing that you need to be very aware of is have, if you're passionate about it, good for you, but you need to have passion with a reality check, right? And what you can do is practice. So there is no shortcut to practicing. There is no shortcut that I can think of, because in content, a very major role is played by research. A content writer needs to be a very good researcher. So if you are a very good research person and an avid reader, you need to read on a regular basis to polish the quality of your content that you're generating. So
Mhm.
that is very important for people to do, especially when you're starting off, and then it will become a norm for you. Because even today for me, I just, if I'm given a blog to write, I just don't sit and write a blog out of nowhere, right? I will study about that. I will research. I will at least go through 25 to 50 articles on that particular subject and then churn out a blog out of it.
Oh,
So that is the entire process for me to write a blog, or for that matter, a copy or a newsletter or a podcast or anything of that sort, right? Then there are people who are pure artists. Okay, they don't want to be a professional, they don't want to be a content professional, they are pure artists who want to explore writing, right? What you can do, we are in very good times where you can uh, create your own social media page and start writing, build an audience and start writing on your page. Like I have two channels, paperless postcards, and I have also created a very new channel which is called That Unideal Girl, where I constantly write on a regular basis, and I organically gained a lot of followers for me, for myself. And that is what we did, right? Social media is a big channel for you to express whatever you want to put out there, your opinions, your expressions, your thoughts, everything. So do not wait for an opportunity to come your way, create your own opportunity. How you can create your own opportunity is by building a page for yourself. It's free of cost on Instagram, on Facebook. Just start writing, just create a podcast, create a video, and put it out on YouTube, and then you will create followers accordingly. So that is something that we can do as well.
whenever we go and see any movie, whenever we go for any entertainment program and all, it's always the storyboard. And when I look at storyboard, it's a content. It's
Right.
basically that content. And you touched very important point, the research part.
Yes.
The government of India in the new education policy is emphasizing on research and innovation. They are
Right.
talking about, and everybody keeps talking about content of the course, content of the particular subject, content development. Content development everybody talks about. And then you told that read a lot before you write so that you get grasp and all.
Generally, that is something that you need to do on a regular basis. Like, I read a lot online. I am not an avid book reader, but usually the writers that I usually hire to work with me, I make sure that even if they don't come with a degree in English, a
Uh,
degree in that particular language, I make sure that they are good readers. So if you're a good reader, you have a hold of the language, right? You
okay.
know what you're writing. एंड टेक्निकल स्किल्स आप कभी भी किसी को सिखा सकते हैं, बट जो पर्सनल स्किल्स होती हैं, जो एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी स्किल्स होती हैं, वो it is either there or not. You have to cultivate those personal skills every single day. So yeah, that's the thing.
Wonderful, wonderful. because different language people are listening from the world over, and
Right.
some of us are not that comfortable with the English language, that fluency, you know, what you have taken. So what I would request you is that after some time you should put into the chat box the 2 pages what you have started. You know, you told that during COVID-19 you have started something new, so
Right.
that also you share. Now something very interesting I want to ask: how did you, why kids nowadays, they don't want to go in a usual flow, in a normal flow with the normal words? They want to have something absurd, something different. Now, like, in a very polite way, you told
.com.
bewakoof.com. So then you told utterbewakoof.com. So I just want to know how and why did you think about bewakoof.com? I just want to
So,
understand.
so Bewakoof.com is a startup by IITians. So I have had the privilege to work with a set of IITians,
Okay.
and very, they are very, very innovative. They
Okay.
are they think out of the box,
Hmm.
and they have very quirky ideas.
Hmm.
Quirk is a very important skill to have these days. If you are quirky, and if you are you know, you think out of the box and you don't go the usual route, people will relate to it,
Hmm.
right? So I've had the privilege to work with IITians, and Bewakoof was a startup, is a startup by an IITian. And
Okay.
then when I started working with them, I am also sort of witty and funny by nature. I sort of, even when I talk, I don't talk the usual self. I would talk about very different things from what the general public will be talking. So even my thought process is very different and very deep, evolved, and stuff like that. Because when you are a writer and when you've been in the industry for so long, you sort of gain that kind of attribute over time. So Atta Bewakoof, हम लोगों ने brainstorm किया, and you know, it suddenly clicked कि Bewakoof is somebody who follows his heart.
Hmm.
So Bewakoof is somebody. The slogan for that company is Bewakoof is someone who follows his heart, who is innocent, and somebody who follows his heart. So
Okay.
Atta Bewakoof वहां से निकला जहाँ पे we wanted to cover people's stories, real people's stories who have followed their passion in a way like nobody else, right? So that is something, that is the origin of that idea, and that is how it came into being. So
Ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen, today world over, there is a new definition of Bewakoof. Bewakoof is a person who follows the heart. And
Yes.
that's what Bistriti Poddar ma'am is saying. The person who follows the heart is a Bewakoof. So utter Bewakoof.
Because you know, sir, everybody, when you are following your passion, right? When you are talking something extraordinary, something which is unusual, right? Not thought of, people will tell you, hey, you are crazy, are you insane, right? So that is what people say, right? But you do that nonetheless. The craziest people on earth, or the most successful people on earth, are also a bit crazy. They are all babykoofs. The most successful people on earth, they are all babykoofs at heart. So because they went against the societal norms, and they followed what they wanted to follow, and they've proven
What their heart
everybody.
was saying, what their heart was saying.
Yes,
Huh?
exactly. So
And they
yes.
followed the passion.
Right, right.
Followed the passion. Okay.
Yes.
One thing is, either you get your passion as your profession, or sometime you don't get your passion as your profession. Then how to make your profession as your passion?
So the best example is that I am a hobbyist turned professional,
Hmm.
right? Like I am harping on that a lot of times.
Okay.
So the most important thing, like I said, that technical skills आपको कोई भी सिखा सकता है. Content लिखना कैसे है, what is the way a content, good content, quality content should be written, ये सब आपको industry experience से मिल जाएगा.
Hmm.
What is most important if you want to convert your passion into your profession is to constantly take, like I said, reality checks. You need to be very disciplined and very, very determined. There would be a lot of failures. So you need to be aware of the failures. You need to be prepared for the failures. I think a very big reason for me to be successful, or for anybody like me who is successful, is the fact that they were ready for the sacrifices and challenges along the way. They were not scared.
Wow. Very
I
good.
am not scared of a failure.
Hmm.
Even after 10 years, if some you come and tell me your content is not good, right? I may be, taken aback for a while, but I will still work on the content and make it better and make sure that you like it.
Very good. Very
So
good.
that is the determination that I have even after 10 years of my life. And that is where, the attitude of being a learner comes into the picture. Right. So you need to be very determined. You need to be prepared for the sacrifices and the challenges. जब पूरी दुनिया सो रही होती थी, when my age people were actually having parties and stuff, I was working 18 hours a day, and that goes even until today. Even today, I am working 15 hours a day to make sure that I deliver good content, because most of the 3 hours that I've compensated is managing the team that I have. So that's the thing. So to be consistent, to be consistent is the key. And if you can consistently do what you are doing, sooner or later you will get your recognition. And I can write it on any stamp paper that if you are consistent, there is nothing in the world that can stop you from achieving what your dreams are.
Wow, great. That's a wonderful, wonderful. Now, Bistriti Poddar, ladies and gentlemen, that's the lady of the evening, and that's the startup of the evening, and that's an inspiration of the evening for all of us. I will get back to you after 5 minutes. I've got 5 kiddies with me, five under women empowerment. They'll be talking on water, how to save water, because this is a campaign we have taken. I've got two agendas. One is women empowerment, and second agenda is what we are taking on water conservation. And whatever we are collecting over here is finally we are going to synthesize this entire information and give it to Government of India, what best is to be done. So after 5 minutes, when I get back to you, I want 5 points to be given from your side. संसार 5 तत्वों से बना है, हाथ में 5 उंगलियां हैं, और सब कुछ 5 चीजों से है, और ये 5 यहाँ पर आज जो है बच्चे भी मेरे साथ हैं. इन 5 बच्चों से बात करने के बाद आपसे 5 मंत्र, गुरु मंत्र चाहिए होंगे. If somebody has to get into content writing particularly, and also finally you can tell me what support you need from the Government of India. What support do you need from micro, small or medium enterprise, or from any other ministry? Do let me know, because, or you want something to come up in education system, we can take up that as well. We can work in that direction. After 5 minutes, we get you once again on the screen with us. Meanwhile, remain here, listen to these 5 girls also, and put your thought processes, 5 points from your side. Nothing could have been better to learn about content, blogging, content writing, content development, content management, and our own website and those 2 pages, and something you told about the Bewakoof and the utter Bewakoof. And today, Colonel Manon is going to be extremely happy because you used a word somewhere called grit. He's very fond of grit. There's a lady in America called Angela Dick. She has written beautiful big books. Those of us, those are interested, you can just work out. And if anybody has got any question to ask from Madam Bistriti Poddar, you can put it into the chat box now, and we would request her, then she can take on that question. And at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm going to these 5 girls, I will have something for you to post afterwards. And you can write your details also, so that people can reach you, whatever you feel like, so that the world over I want. And you can put in the Facebook also your details on the Dr. Gulshan Sharma's page, because I want people should know you, and people should take benefit of your vision and your expertise. And from today onward, you're the part of ICSI family. And thank you for coming over here. I'll get you back in 5 minutes with us.
Yes, so I'll write my details on the chat below. I can see.
Yes. Chat, you can see, na?
Yes.
That is right over there. You can write over there.
I write all my details.
You can write in the Facebook also, and your 5 points also to be ready.
Yes.
And I will get back to you after 5 minutes. And meanwhile, let me get back to 5 children of mine. Ananya, good evening to you. Ananya, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
How are you, child? Please,
I am good, sir.
if your camera is fine, you can come, because world over the people should see you. Who is Ananya Kaushal? and what exactly Ananya has got to share with all of us. Good evening, child. Good evening.
Good evening. Am I visible?
You are perfectly visible, my child and my grandchild. Go ahead now.
So today we're going to be talking about a few points related to water conservation. I
Okay.
am just going to highlight two methods that are already being practiced around India, at least in our houses, and how we can make them a better way of conserving water. The very first thing that I shall be talking about is STP. STP stands for sewage treatment plants. So other than the STP water is generally used in our toilets for flushes and also for gardening purposes. But the thing is that these STP plants are so highly advanced in their mechanisms that the water is extremely pure. It might not be fit for drinking, but it can be used for things like cleaning and washing up, which is not being done in the current scenario. So that is one thing that I would like to highlight on is that STP water can be used for cleaning purposes as well and not just gardening and flush facilities. The next point is water metering. Water metering in every house and making the charges higher as the usage goes up. This will make people aware of how much water usage is there in our houses on a day-to-day basis, and they will automatically start conserving water and reducing their usage in their houses. Because as you know, we are Indians, we all go upon money, and when the money increases, we will try to find innovative ways to conserve water. These are the 2 points that I would like to be highlighting on. And lastly, I would like to say that fresh water is a very limited resource, and water conservation is the need of the hour. We need to reduce, reuse, and recycle. That is the basic mantra for conserving water. Thank you very much.
Very good. Very good. Very good. All are fine at home, beta? All are fine? Okay. Sarah, good evening. Sarah, good evening to you. Hearty welcome.
A very good evening, sir.
Sarah, we can't see you, child. Please go ahead.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Sarah.
Sir, am I visible?
No, you are not visible, Sarah. You have put a big cross over there.
Okay, sir. So just give me a minute.
Then can I meanwhile finish with Mayuri?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mayuri, good evening. Mayuri, good evening, child.
Good evening, sir.
How are you, beta?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
How are the parents? How's everybody? How's the family?
Everybody is good, sir. How about you?
Good. God bless you, beta. Let's go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So we keep talking about conserving water, and this sometimes feels like quite a laborious task, and we inevitably give up on pursuing it quite often. So, but have we stopped to consider what happens when we actually run out of water? In mid-2017, the city of Cape Town became the first major city in the world to potentially run out of water, and extreme steps were taken to combat this crisis. Water was rationed at 50 liters a day for each individual, and the fall in water usage was a result of rationing combined with strong rains, and this indicated that the worst of the water crisis was over for Cape Town. A lot of cities around the world are going to follow Cape Town soon if we do not find solutions immediately. A survey in 2014 predicted that Bangalore was on the verge of running out of water. 80% of water received is used for non-potable purposes like flushing of your toilets, cleaning your floors, washing cars, and other tasks like that. You should be using recycled or grey water for such tasks so that you can use potable water for something much more resourceful. So while it is essential to address the crisis at a micro level, it is also important to look at it from a larger scale. Firstly, rainwater harvesting. We have spoken about rainwater harvesting a million times, but how many of us are actually following it? It is mandatory for people to construct rainwater harvesting facilities in their homes, but this is often ignored. The Water Board in Bangalore, in fact, collects a sum of more than 20 million in fines every month from people who have not complied. So the government has a big role to play in making sure that these policies are followed. By harvesting rainwater, an individual household can collect 1 to 2 lakh liters of rainwater, depending on the average rainfall in that particular region. Some of this water can be used for personal use, and the rest can percolate into the ground and recharge groundwater reserves, which are running very, very low. Secondly, treating our wastewater. Apartment complexes housing more than 50 apartments should set up water treatment plants in their premises to combat water crisis and to treat water for their own need. Industries are mainly responsible for polluting water bodies. Instead of treating the toxic water they produce, they release this water with loads of untreated industrial effluents into rivers and lakes. This pollutes clean, usable water, which affects animals and humans that happen to come in contact with it. The government should ban the disposal of industrial waste into water bodies and impose heavy penalties on violators. These solutions are ones that we speak about every time the topic of water conservation comes up, yet there is little being done to implement them. It is one of the best ways to combat this crisis on a large scale. Water conservation requires forethought and effort, but every little bit helps. A combination of individual effort and changes in the industry is key. The trick is to make water conservation a way of life, not just something we think about every once in a while. Thank you.
Very good, Mayuri. A lot of good suggestions. And you started from Cape Town and you told something about Bangalore as well. We all, in fact, in India and world over, we got to be cautious about. We got to be saving water. Tanavi, good evening, child. Hearty welcome.
Good evening, sir. Am I visible?
No, you're not visible, Tanavi. Your
Am
camera.
I visible now?
God bless you, beta. Please, hearty welcome. I hope you're fine. Parents, family, everybody's fine.
How are you?
Yeah, God is very kind, beta. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So, since I'm pursuing culinary arts, so I thought of touching upon a few tips which I would like to share with you all in a commercial kitchen or maybe in a kitchen at home. So, the few points are like the first one, I would suggest to install low flow pre-rinse spray valves. So, it's an easy and cost-effective way to consume water. To conserve water, sorry. The second will be by repairing all the leaks right away. Like whenever you see a leakage in your home, either in the kitchen or anywhere else, I suggest that you should always repair all the leaks right away. Since water leaks may be the most, the most.
Huh. No worries, Tanvi. Without
Am I
camera.
visible?
No, Tanvi, no worries. Even if camera is not visible, no problem. You go ahead. You go ahead.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So. The third point would be only wash fully loaded dish racks. So, like from my experience, I've seen there are dish racks which are not even fully occupied, and people just start using it, which uses a lot of water. So, using full racks will make the dishwashers more efficient with the water it is already using. The fourth point I would like to suggest is usually thawing is done under running water, which causes a lot of water wastage. So it should be avoided since it requires several gallons to warm food from its frozen state. The fifth point I would suggest is to reuse water for cleaning or other needs. Using reclaimed water is one of the methods of making the most of your kitchen water. And the last point I would suggest is to install pedal operated foot controllers. So that's the way you can literally control how much water is flowing out of the tap. Yeah, so thank you so much. That's all I would like to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Can I request now Kriti Saluja to please come, please? Kriti. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I'm not sure if it's evening for everybody, but I believe this is good great stuff.
Please go ahead.
Sure. So, sir, as you suggested initially, that we should make education now in these days more practical than more theoretical, because there's only so much you can gain from theoretical knowledge, because we've been doing it all this time and we only see so much of it being implemented. So I would like to take you all to back to memory lane when we were kids. I mean, I believe at least all of us students can relate to it. We all have participated in poster making competitions which are related to save planet Earth, plant more trees, save water, only to ever realize what are we actually doing? I mean, the amount of water that actually goes into that one sheet of paper that one student uses to make that poster, that is actually the thought behind is to save water. But what do we actually end up at? We actually end up destroying more trees. We actually end up, wasting more water. So I believe now is the time we think more maturely, more wisely as to what activities we indulge our present generation and the generation that is to come. So as to inculcate what really needs to be inculcated in the form of more activities, more hands-on activities. So this brings me back to when I was a kid. So I participated in similar competitions, but it definitely left me with a few habits. So, for example, just turning off the tap when you're brushing your teeth, or maybe taking shorter showers, or using only the smaller tab of the flush instead of the big one, because you waste a lot of water when you flush. So, with this, what I'm trying to emphasize is the need to include more effective water conservation habits among students who are in school, in colleges, and also in offices and workplaces by leaders, because that is when you will actually become a sustainable leader for the future. What I also would like now that I've taken you all back to the memory lane, I would now like to bring you all to the real life that is now. What does our life actually, revolve around? It revolves around eating food, rather eating good food, and dressing ourselves well, living a well balanced lifestyle. But what actually we must be focusing on right now is aiming towards a more sustainable way of living. For example, this t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, probably, I mean, can you even guess how many water liters it costs me? I mean, I could say it costs me maybe 300 rupees, and that is fairly cheap for me. But how many water liters does it actually cost you? We need to bring about a substantial change in the way we look at things now in the market. Similarly, if you're going to buy a pair of jeans, that pair of jeans costs you even, I believe, 7,000 kiloliters of water, one pair of jeans, which we just spend on right away. We like a jeans, we buy it. If there's a pair of jeans on sale, we just go ahead and buy it. But how many of us actually think about, okay, maybe this jeans is on sale and costs only $1,000, but how many water liters does it cost me for the future or my future generation? Maybe I could save these 1,000 liters for my future generation that is to come. Similarly, these days we have seen a time where non-vegetarians shifted to a vegetarian diet, and now we're in a time where vegetarians are shifting to a vegan diet, or even the non-vegetarians are shifting to vegan diet. So I believe it's not just about, oh, I care about animals, oh, I care about Mother Earth or other beings in the society. We also need to look at more statistical data based on so as to guide us what we choose to eat, right? When you look at food chart and you look at plant-based products versus you look at animal-based products, you will realize that all animal-based products actually exploit water resources 100 times more than plant-based resources, right? So I believe we as human beings need to take more sustainable choices. We need to make more sustainable choices so as to live a more sustainable life ahead. I like to leave all of those who are viewing us and listening to us with this thought, and please work on it. It will actually make a better life. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Kriti, what subject are you studying? What exactly you are studying?
Right, I am in the F&B industry. I'm a culinary artist.
F&B and culinary arts. Okay. We will have one separate session of yours because I like three statements of yours. One is the vegetarian food. Second part, you talked about the vegan. And the third part, how much water we are consuming vis-a-vis on, I'm not going to talk about in detail right now, but
Right.
you deserve to come separately in this program. I will have a separate webinar for you, and we will invite you separately because all the points what you have given, they are little unusual and they are little off the beat. And that's what Bistriti had been telling when she was talking about bewakoof.com and utterbewakoof.com. You have to think out of the box because everybody talks in a normal way how to save. Tap should not be running when we are brushing, when we are taking shower, and we should do it in a bucket of water. But nobody realizes now the nozzles have come where the shower is taking half the bucket as compared to the actual bucket. So traditional knowledge is not going to help unless we talk something practical. Whatever points you have discussed with so much of depth, we will invite you once again. I'll request Colonel Casey Manon, who is the in charge for this entire program for these girls. We will get Kriti Saluja separately for one of the webinar. Artist, congratulations. I'm very happy with your inputs and logics what you have given. God bless you, child. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Colonel, sir, and thank you so much to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Sarah, we would like to hear you, Sarah, now, if it's possible.
A very good evening, sir.
Yes, Sarah, please go ahead.
So, first of all, my apologies to you that I'm not able to turn on my video camera due to some technical issues.
Don't worry. Your voice is so good, so beautiful. No problem. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First of all, I want to say that I wish to see everybody in the pink of their health. It's an honor to share the forum with you and Miss Bistriti, ma'am. Hello?
All of us together. All of us together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as sir, you know, water is the most essential element of 5 other elements on earth. As you said, दुनिया 5 तत्वों से बनी है. Water, metal, wood, fire, and earth itself. So India refers to earth as Matrabhumi, but like we absolutely have a little information about the most important element that we live for. We breathe water, we consume water, we consume water in each and every way and each and every aspect of our life, sir. So conservation of water is as drinking. Conservation of water is as necessary as drinking the fluid itself. So are we aware in any form that where does this water come from, or how do we use it, or like how much of it are we wasting? So an average Indian wastes around 45 gallons of water per day, which is like such a huge amount. So we are it is a very scarce resource for the upcoming generations, and it is already creating a problem in cities like Chennai in India. So some of the factors like that consume huge gallons of fresh water are first of all fruit and vegetable farming industry. They take up like cash crops like wheat, corn, rice, sugar, use a lot of gallons of water per day. Apart from that, animal husbandry, as my senior Kriti said, it puts a load on the carbon and water footprint of the world. So many people are shifting their diet from non-vegetarian to vegan. So it helps the industry to save water. Apart from that, textile and garment industry. So the clothing and apparel industry is also a huge consumer of water, huge gallons of water. And also the most important industry that uses a lot of water is hotel and beverage industry, which is our industry. So everybody is clearly aware of how much water each and every hotel uses, but like there are some improvements in India also. Like example, our own hotel, that is ITC. It is like bringing up water management facilities like Sunya Aqua, which uses its own water for the betterment of each and every hotel. And apart from that, automobile industry, the washing, coating, the manufacturing of each and every vehicle, like it takes around 39,000 gallons of water per day. So you can see the where the water is, what is happening in our lives, and it is very essential to save water. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
A lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me just get back to, thank you, Mayuri, thank you. Let me get back to Madam Bistriti Poddar, because we got to come to the finale of the program. And before we take her 5 sermons and 5 words, I would like to read out over here something very interesting which is coming. Mr. Sanjay Jaswal writes, water, water everywhere, not a single drop to drink. This is when you are at sea. Regards. Okay. And lot of blessings and lot of congratulations coming for Madam Bistriti Poddar. I told you Colonel Casey will certainly send his special greetings to you. Bistriti ma'am has made the evening delightful for us. Surely her example will be emulated by many of our young viewers. Her message of never giving up and staying focused is exemplary. She's a living example of grit. I told you he's very fond of Angela Dix in America, and he always talks about grit, research, efficacy, social media, know-how, excellence, written communication skills. That is from your side. It was a great session. Anirudh Nair and talk on water conservation in STP are excellent talks. What are the qualities that one should acquire to become a content writer? This is from A to all panelists. What are the qualities that one should acquire? I think by and large you have covered quite a bit on it. But still, in case if something, 5 points what she will give. She has already given you over here signature writer @gmail.com, ladies and gentlemen. And bewakoof.com is online website. Professor Sahab, Harshita, can you tell that from where we can join the daily classes? Harshita, daily classes. Okay. May I know the name of the podcast, ma'am? Okay. Her name is, okay, Bistriti Poddar. I think there are.
Yes, I have actually answered that. So everything is on Google. So if you Google Pay Plus Postcards, you will find all the channels, and on YouTube, if you put hashtag that unideal girl, my podcast will come. So yeah, those are the things.
Very good. Preeti Singh has written, good evening. What is the most important thing in your mind when you write content? Okay, rest. Everybody enjoyed. Good evening. Good evening. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have got 1,000 rupees prize today, which I should take the money from Bistriti. Okay.
Sure, why not?
So let's have Swamyata. What are you trying to write? I don't know. But Swamyata, you have mentioned something. I don't know. But anyway, now what I wish to write over here to all of you, one question quickly you can put into the chat box. And 1,000 rupees is the cash award from Madam Bistriti Poddar. But of course, that is in a lighter way. It will come from ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry. Very simple question. 400 plus pages. Okay, 484 pages were initially put in December 2019 when Kasturi Ranganji talked about the new education policy. It was sent across to the block level and district level and throughout the villages in India. More than 2 lakh people responded to that from the whole country. And this new policy which has come, somebody got to tell me time is 15 seconds, not more than that. Because I do not want, no, Sanjay Jaswalji, that is not the question. You are writing the answer before that. Now, the question is, how many pages policy has been uploaded on Ministry of Education website now? The time starts now, 15 seconds. You got to just write. Go ahead. Oh, Tanvi Bhargava. My God. Tanvi, I think you have attended the program somewhere earlier. That's what I can make out. But anyway, we give the prize.
No, sir.
Okay, we give the prize to you.
Yeah.
Before we give to others, great clapping for this girl. Before I complete the question, Tanvi Bhargav, you got to send your details, your name, your bank, your IFSC code, and everything. And Colonel Casey Manon from ICSI, we will be sending you 1,000 rupees for this evening participation. There are 63 pages which is uploaded now.
Thank you so much, sir. Actually, I haven't attended any such meeting before, but it's like I have read the whole new education policy of
So happy.
63.
I'm so happy. So whosoever gives the first answer, she or he is the winner. So thereby we give this prize to this little girl. She has given this evening to us. Heartiest congratulations to you. And Tanavi Bhargav, you got to get in touch with. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here is our guest of the evening, special guest, and she's going to give us five views and 5 ideas and 5 creative things how to be the content developer, writer, manager, whatever you want to share. 5 points, chronology and ideology, and we want more boys and girls. And at the same time, if Bistriti ma'am has got something to tell to Ministry of Education, or to tell to Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise, or to the Ministry of Women and Child Development, I do not know which ministry, but what do you need from the government to bring the content on the forefront? What is to be done? So with these words, Madam Bistriti Poddar.
So when it comes to the 5 things, I call them 5 ingredients to successful content writing, and they are just a summary of my entire talk that I've given. It's nothing outside of it. I think I would just summarize what I have said, and I will pick up these 5 ingredients from my talk. And I think for me personally, these are the 5 ingredients that I follow until date, which has got me this far. So those 5 things are: first, you need to have very, very good research capabilities to be a very good content writer. So you need to be a research enthusiast, and you need to have very good research skills. Secondly, you need to be consistent with content. For example, if you do not get results, because for example, if you start blogging and you cannot expect overnight results for whatever you are doing, right? So you need to be patient, and you need to be consistent with what you are doing, and eventually you will get the kind of audience that you are targeting. Consistency is very, very important in my eyes. Third is, you need to be definitely passionate, because passion, without passion, you can't be successful in any industry for no matter what, right? So they say that if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there, right? So you need to be very, very passionate about, and you need to have a definite direction in your mind where and what you want to do, and have the right passion for doing that. So even if you lack in a certain at a certain places, passion will take you to places you didn't know existed. So that's the level of and the magic of passion. Then you need to be definitely disciplined. You need to make discipline a very important part of your life, because success, anytime, if I have to equal success to something, I equal success to discipline. If you don't have discipline, you can have everything but not success. So discipline is very important. And the last and the final thing I believe is practice, because there is absolutely no shortcut to it. The more you practice, the more you will get better, and the more validation eventually you will be getting from people. So that is very, very important in my eyes. So these are the 5 mantras to be a very efficient content writer.
Anything you would like to tell the government to do, or ministry to do, or something you expect the children to be encouraged to come in content field, or content writing, content management, or content development? Anything would you like to share for the government?
I think in this case, I will keep it very short, but it's more than the government. I would like to appeal to all the individuals, right? All the individuals who aspire to get into the content industry. I think you need not wait for an opportunity. There is already a lot of opportunities out there in the market. You can start as an intern, you can start as a freelancer, you can start a full-time job and get absorbed you can start as an intern and get absorbed by the company. You can also start as a fresher in organizations. And if the government can do something to propagate content, it probably, I would like to appeal to the government that, if it could be a part of the syllabus, that will be great, because content is something which is on a very, very big boom, and it is going to rise in the future, and it's the next big thing. Digital is the next big thing. It is the future. So if content writing can be a part of academics or syllabus, or something like a vocational study, I think that will be a great thing to do.
Wonderful, wonderful. I hope Mr. Mohit Soni from the Sector Skill Council of Media Entertainment Skill Council, I think it is applicable to your department, your area, from the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. If you are watching this program, if you're listening this program, if Madam Pooja Arora, who is in charge and who is working on to the all podcasts and all the webinars, if she is listening under the dedicated leadership of Subhash Ghai, the film director, producer, and actor, then this is what Madam Bistriti Poddar is recommending, that how it should become a part of education system. So, ladies and gentlemen, with these words, thank you very much for joining us this evening. My blessings, my regards to all the 5 girls, those joined here for water scarcity, water management, water strategies, and a very special thanks and blessings for Madam Bistriti Poddar. She was here this evening with us to discuss on this particular program. And world over, all my brothers and sisters, those who are watching this particular program, I'm getting so much of input, my watch party and my Facebook. Everybody enjoyed the session so much. They got so much practical from you, and everybody is going to follow the 5 thumb rule: research, consistent, passionate, and disciplined, and practice, practice, and practice as much as you can. These are the 5 mantras which she has given for the content. And as far as the government of India is concerned, let's make it as a formal vocational skill and competency subject, and where the content writing, content development, and content strategies that should be taught to the children, boys and girls, across different verticals. With these words, a great thanks to you, great blessings to you. God bless you for a wonderful journey ahead. You are a rising star. You are doing wonderful. You are inspiration for millions. And all the people who join from the world over, they look towards what exactly we can pick up in future in collaboration with Madam Bistriti Poddar.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure to be here.
Heartfelt greetings and blessings to you. Thank you.
Thank
and
you,
regards to everybody at your end. Stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.